It's been a little more than a month since Tom Perez took the reins of the Democratic National Committee, but the newly elected DNC chair already looks like he's becoming, well, unhinged. Watch this moment of clarity.
Now Trump wants his name around everything. The Trump Towers, Trump States, Trump ties. But when it came to health care, he wants Trump care. So what do we call it? Trump care? Do we call it Ryan care? Well, I'll tell you my idea, because you know what embodies the program? I don't care.
Is that like Michelle Obama, you go low, we go high? Anyway, joining us now with Reaction, Salem, nationally syndicated radio host Larry Elder and personal attorney to President Trump and the national deputy chairman of the RNC finance leadership team, Michael Cohen. Welcome back, Michael. Good to see you.
Sean.
Well, what do you make of just of that? Because he's unhinged and clearly the snowflakes, they can't stop. It's like they can't get over they lost.
Well, first, they have the right to say whatever they want.
Agreed.
It's freedom of speech. The Republicans do it. The Democrats are going to do it. But the level of disrespect towards the president, it knows no boundaries. And their attacks upon the president and the entire administration is so bad for this country. It's not just bad for us nationally, but internationally as well. It makes us look weak, and it makes us look disorganized and chaotic, and it's wrong.
All right, let me go to Larry. This is also the Destroy Trump media. Let's look at the LA Times, for example. You know, editorial board put out an op-ed, "Our Dishonest President." And you got Chelsea Handler in a speech Saturday calling the president a blanking loser. And you got, you know, that slob Michael Moore. And, you know, he's saying that Trump made a declaration of war against the actual planet. The planet? The planet?
Where do you start? Sean, consider that Perez was the more reasonable of the two major finalists. The other one was Keith Ellison, who's even more over the top. Regarding Chelsea Handler, she's a comedian. What about serious people like Harry Reid referring to George W. Bush as a loser and a liar? And Ted Kennedy saying week after week after week we were told lie after lie after lie. And you have the former AP bureau chief, Ron Fournier, who even said George W. Bush, quote, lied us into the Iraq war, close quote. So you have serious people on the left who are making very serious allegations. We don't need to go to comedians to find Trump derangement syndrome.
There's something different in this case, though. You're right about every observation you're making. You're right about what they did to President Bush. We were hard on this program against President Obama. But, Michael, if I use the same incendiary language, somehow I don't think it would become...
It would be... You'd be off the show, that's certainly for sure, and possibly have to leave the country. But again, the level of disrespect...
I'd hire you as my lawyer. You'd keep me in.
Well, I try.
Yeah.
But the level of disrespect is just outstanding right now by this liberal media. And at the end of the day, Donald Trump is the president. He's the 45th president of the United States of America. They lost the election. Allow him the opportunity to succeed as a president, because if he succeeds, we all succeed as a country. It's almost as if they want to see the country fall, so that in 4 years they can claim, well, look, he didn't do what he said. He didn't finish up with his promises. It's a defeating personality trait.
Let me go to Tina Fey. So she's at an ACLU fundraiser, Larry, and I want to play that, and then I'll follow it up with an article by Robert Redford, The Way We Were. But just, there's a certain level of arrogant condescension here towards the people that actually voted for the president. Watch this.
A lot of this election was turned by kind of white, college-educated women who now would maybe like to forget about this election and go back to watching HGTV. And I would want to urge them to, like, you can't look away, because it doesn't affect you this minute, but it's going to affect you eventually.
White, college-educated women that should go back to watching HGTV. I mean, we're not as smart as her?
What's fascinating about that clip, Sean, is that Donald Trump got a smaller percentage of the white vote than Mitt Romney did. He got a larger percentage of the black vote. But Tina Fey said nothing about that. It would have taken quite some cashews for her to blast blacks for voting for Donald Trump. So she went the safe route, white-shamed white voters.
Yeah. And look at Robert Redford. He writes an op-ed for the Washington Post titled, 45 years after Watergate, the truth is again in danger. Maybe he doesn't realize he was acting like Woodward and Bernstein.
Who cares what these celebrities, what these movie stars or comedians have to say. Again, it's freedom of speech. Let them say whatever they want. The big problem is that the media, again, and I'm talking about this liberal mainstream media, they're applauding the disrespect and that they just keep playing it over and over. So then what do you think's going to happen? The next celebrity wants to become relevant. So what does he do? He jumps onto the bandwagon of stupidity.
Well, they ratchet it up. I mean, they ratchet it up higher and higher.
It's just a bandwagon of stupidity.
Yeah. All right, guys, good to see you both.
And Sean, real quickly, Sean, how ironic is it that Redford was in a movie called Truth, which was a lie about what Dan Rather did, and relying on those bogus documents to get George W. Bush.
I tried to watch it, but I fell asleep. All right, thank you both for being with us.